The life given us by nature is short, but the memory of a life well spent is eternal. The more you know, the more you realize how much you don't know. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Not to know what happened before you were born is to remain forever a child. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. The man who makes everything that leads to happiness depends upon himself, and not upon other men, has adopted the very best plan for living happily. A room without books is like a body without a soul. We are all motivated by a keen desire for praise, and the better a man is, the more he is inspired by glory. To be ignorant of what occurred before you were born is to remain always a child. The safety of the people shall be the highest law. The welfare of the people is the ultimate law. As I give thought to the matter, I find 4 causes for the apparent misery of old age. First, it withdraws us from active accomplishments. Second, it renders the body less powerful. Third, it deprives us of almost all forms of enjoyment. Fourth, it stands not far from death. In a disordered mind, as in a disordered body, soundness of health is impossible. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. The wise are instructed by reason, average minds by experience, the stupid by necessity, and the brute by instinct. We should not be so taken up in the search for truth as to neglect the needful duties of active life. It is not by muscle, speed, or physical dexterity that great things are achieved, but by reflection, force of character, and judgment. A happy life consists in tranquility of mind. The whole glory of virtue resides in activity. The authority of those who teach is often an obstacle to those who want to learn. The eyes are the windows of the soul. There is nothing so absurd that it cannot be believed as truth if repeated often enough. Natural ability without education has more often raised a man to glory and virtue than education without natural ability. No one can give you better advice than yourself. Hay life is nothing without friendship. He who has a garden and a library wants for nothing. In every difficult situation is potential value. Not to be able to enjoy one's own life is the same as being dead. The greater the difficulty, the greater the glory. The countenance is the portrait of the soul, and the eyes mark its intentions. It is not what you achieve, it is what you overcome. That is what defines your career. The purpose of learning is growth, and our minds, unlike our bodies, can continue growing as we continue to live. It is the peculiar quality of a fool to perceive the faults of others and to forget his own. If you wish to persuade me, you must think my thoughts, give my feelings, and speak my words. The function of wisdom is to discriminate between good and evil. We are all bound to the throne of the Supreme Being by a flexible chain which restrains without enslaving us. To be ignorant of the past is to be forever a child. Friendship is the only thing in the world concerning the usefulness of which all mankind are agreed. The higher we are placed, the more humbly we should walk. Silence is one of the great arts of conversation. The name of peace is sweet, and the thing itself is beneficial, but there is a great difference between peace and servitude. The harvest of old age is the recollection and abundance of blessings previously secured. As you have sown, so shall you reap. Every man can tell how many goats or sheep he possesses, but not how many friends. A happy life consists in tranquility of mind. The noblest spirit is most strongly attracted by the love of glory. The authority of those who teach is often an obstacle to those who want to learn. The beginnings of all things are small. The pursuit, even of the best things, ought to be calm and tranquil. All things are mortal but the Jew. All other forces pass, but he remains. Reason should direct and appetite obey. No one can speak well unless he thoroughly understands his subject. The truest friend is the one who can share in your joys and sorrows without diminishing your own. Nothing is more noble, nothing more venerable than fidelity. Freedom is a man's natural power of doing what he pleases, so far as he is not prevented by force or law. In a happy marriage, it is the wife who provides the climate, the husband the landscape. He who seeks the truth must be content with the doubts which arise from seeking it. What we do for ourselves dies with us, but what we do for others, and the world remains and is immortal. Live as brave men, and if fortune is adverse, front its blows with brave hearts. The whole art of government consists in the art of being honest. True law is right reason in agreement with nature. It is of universal application, unchanging and everlasting. The first law of friendship is that it has to be cultivated. The second law is to be indulgent when the first has been neglected. The safety of the people shall be the highest law. The highest glory of the citizens' revolution was this: it connected in one indissoluble bond the principles of civil government with the principles of humanity. The only true source of equality among men is in the equality of their common humanity. Freedom is participation in power. The life of the dead is placed in the memory of the living. A room without books is like a body without a soul. The budget should be balanced, the treasury should be refilled, public debt should be reduced, the arrogance of officialdom should be tempered and controlled, and the assistance to foreign lands should be curtailed, lest Rome become bankrupt. To be content with what we possess is the greatest and most secure of riches. No man can be brave who thinks pain the greatest evil, nor temperate who considers pleasure the highest good. In a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. In everything truth surpasses the imitation and copy. The aim of medicine is to prevent disease and prolong life. The ideal of medicine is to eliminate the need of a physician. Nature has planted in our minds an insatiable longing to see the truth. It is a shame for a man to be ignorant of the most important things in life. Nature has given us 2 ears, 2 eyes, and but 1 tongue to the end, that we should hear and see more than we speak. The countenance is the portrait of the soul, and the eyes mark its intentions. The pursuit, even of the best things, ought to be calm and tranquil. Without a struggle, there can be no progress. The good you do today will often be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. The greatest gift of life is friendship, and I have received it. There is no duty more obligatory than the repayment of kindness. We are not born into the world to do anything. We are born to do something. Nature has given us 1 tongue but 2 ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. The authority of those who teach is often an obstacle to those who want to learn. In times of war, the law falls silent.